All right, let's dive into the crazy high-stakes delivery war that's raging across India right now. I mean, this is a battle being fought literally for your doorstep, and it is completely changing how millions of us shop, eat, and, well, live. I mean, think about it. You've definitely seen the ads, right? Maybe you've even used the apps yourself. You tap a few buttons on your phone, and then, poof, a carton of milk, a bag of chips, whatever you need just shows up in minutes. It feels like actual magic, doesn't it? But behind that incredible speed is a really, really complex operation. And, this isn't just about providing good service. Make no mistake, this is a full-blown war. The weapons here aren't what you'd think, though. We're talking sophisticated algorithms, a hidden network of these little warehouses they call dark stores, and of course, a massive army of delivery drivers that makes the whole thing tick. Okay, so let's pull back and look at the big picture for a second. This whole phenomenon has a name. It's called quick commerce. And honestly, it's one of the fastest growing, most disruptive things happening in India right now. You can really think of it like a modern day gold rush. But instead of digging for gold, the prize is your weekly grocery list. And right at the heart of this gold rush, there's a fierce, fierce battle raging between two absolute titans. And each one is backed by a food delivery giant you already know. This is where the competition gets really intense. So let's meet the main contenders. So in one corner, you've got Blinkit, which is owned by Zomato. And in the other corner, there's Instamart, which is Swiggy's quick commerce arm. Both of them are just pouring massive, massive amounts of money and resources into this fight, using the power and reach of their parent companies to try and get that winning edge. And right now, it really seems like Blinkit has the momentum. I mean, get this. According to reports, its gross order value, that's basically the total value of all the orders people placed, grew by a staggering 25%. And that's not in a year, that's in a single quarter. So it's not just growing, it's growing way faster than the market itself. But hey, you absolutely cannot count Instamart out. They are right on Blinkit's heels, posting a really impressive 22% growth in that same period. They're fighting back hard, expanding their delivery network, adding more and more products. This is not a one-sided fight at all. It's a true neck-and-neck race. You see, this battle isn't just about who's fastest. It's also about financial strategy. When you look at the numbers, Zomato has what's called a higher take rate. That's the slice of the money it gets to keep from each order. Swiggy, on the other hand, seems to have higher fixed costs. So what does that really mean? Well, it suggests they're taking two totally different paths to the same goal. Zomato might be focused on squeezing more revenue out of every single order, while Swiggy could be betting big on building out its infrastructure. They're both gambling, just on a different path, to eventually making a profit. And yeah, that right there brings us to the billion-dollar question, doesn't it? Because for all this incredible growth and all the convenience we love, actually making money in this business is, well, it's incredibly difficult. So what exactly is the high price of all this speed? Why is profitability so darn hard to find? This quote here from HDFC Securities just perfectly captures the mood among the financial experts. There's a ton of excitement for sure, but also a big dose of skepticism. Basically, what they're saying is that investors might be so dazzled by the huge potential market that they're kind of ignoring the fundamental and very real economic challenges baked into the business model itself. To really get that challenge, we have to talk about something called unit economics. Now, it sounds complicated, but it's actually a pretty simple idea. It all boils down to this. For every single delivery you make, are you making money or losing money, right? After you pay for the item, pay the delivery driver, and pay for the warehouse space, is there anything left? If the answer is no, well then it doesn't matter how much you grow, you're never going to be profitable. And because that pressure to fix their unit economics is so intense, we're starting to see a big shift. You could say the era of endless discounts and free delivery is kind of winding down. These platforms are now starting to introduce new fees just to make the math work. And this is affecting everyone, even their most loyal premium customers. A perfect example of this is Zomato's rain fee. They actually started charging their premium gold members an extra fee when the weather's bad. Now, the official line is that this is to compensate drivers for the tough conditions, but it also signals a huge strategic shift. It's part of this bigger trend we're seeing everywhere in tech. Really, that old growth at any cost mindset, funded by venture capital, that's giving way to a much tougher focus on actually making a profit. Which naturally brings us to the people who are the real engine of this entire industry, the delivery drivers. For years, they've been operating in this kind of legal gray area, but now? And the scale we're talking about here is just immense. A few years back, India had about 7.7 million gig workers. That number is projected to explode to nearly 24 million by 2030. So let's be clear, this isn't some small niche workforce. This is a massive and rapidly growing part of the entire Indian economy. And now, for the very first time, India's new labor codes are formally recognizing these workers. And this is a landmark shift, a really big deal. The new rules mean gig workers will finally get access to social security benefits. And, crucially, it makes the platforms themselves, companies like Zomato and Swiggy, responsible for contributing. And of course, providing these benefits isn't free. It adds a direct cost to every single delivery, putting even more pressure on those already fragile unit economics.
So what we've got is this kind of three-way tension, right? You've got us, the customers, who want speed. You've got the companies who need to make a profit. And you've got the workers who have a right to security. So the big question is, can technology be the thing that finally balances it all? Can it create a model that actually works for everyone?
Well, the secret weapon in this whole balancing act might just be technology, AI specifically. Zomato, for example, is using it in some pretty fascinating ways. We're talking algorithms that predict how long food will take to cook just to give you a more accurate delivery time. They personalize your homepage, they optimize the delivery route to shave off precious seconds, and they even use AI to check if a driver is wearing their uniform, all from a quick selfie. It's pretty wild. So when you boil it all down, the 10-minute delivery promise has pretty much changed our expectations forever. I mean, that level of convenience is something we've all gotten used to, right? The real question, the one that hangs over this entire industry, is whether the complex, expensive, and very human-powered system behind it all is truly sustainable. Is this incredible convenience actually built to last?